Do you know hand washing is one of the best ways to stop infections from spreading? There are germs everywhere. Wash your hands thoroughly and consistently to help keep you and your family healthy. If you do get sick, good hand washing can help keep germs from spreading to others. Wash your hands.
This message is from Solutions 93.9 FM.
Now listen, as a player, you owe yourself, your team, your coach, and your fans good health. Don't joke with your health. Your superpower is your good health.
Yes, sir! Yes, coach! Let's go!
This message is powered by Solutions 93.9 FM.
Having LeBron James back with LA Lakers saw a turnaround for the team. Not that the team has been doing badly, but having a star man return and bringing the icing on the cake for the Lakers was what they saw in the wee hours of today in the world of NBA. My name is Oladakwa Kunubi. Welcome to Kickoff Sports Show. This is where you get latest from everything around the world of sports. This is your Remedy Radio dial, Solutions 939 FM. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Solutions 939 FM, and we're sounding live on your radio set, 939 FM. All right, we're looking at tennis, NBA this morning. Not a good news for Carlo Alcaraz, missing that big event in the world of tennis for the next few days, as we have one man who decided to dominate the Davis Cup finals. Well, we'll be looking at how Ayimba will be able to move away from the wrong stories, getting from the club, placing players on half salaries. Well, remember, Rivers United will be jetting out of the country like Mr. President Bola Tinubu. But hey, Rivers United is jetting out of the country for the Continental CAF Champions League assignment, and for President Bola Tinubu is for the COP. All right, now let's start with NBA this morning. Do not go anywhere. Now, looking at the result of games decided in the wee hours of today. Golden State Warriors lost 113 to 121 points against the host Orlando Magic, as Atlanta Hawks lost 112 to 120 points against the visiting Detroit Pistons. Now, Brooklyn Nets lost 99 to 113 points against Boston Celtics, as Memphis Grizzlies lost 101 to 111 points against San Antonio Spurs. Portland Trail Blazers lost 110 to 127 points against Phoenix Suns, while LA Lakers sat back at home, defeated Utah Jazz 140 to 126 points.
That little step back, mid-range shot.
We just waited.
You talked about it. Back-to-back 40-point nights for the first time in his entire career. Luka falls back, and it settles in.
And that was over that 7-footer.
Almost out of bounds, George hits again.
He's got it 11.
He shot it 27 times the other night. Throw it down, Jackson Hayes. Timeout. A little bit now, gives it off for Luka.
They're in a zone. Looks like it's on a little bit.
And cutting that time. Laravia with one hand.
Nice back.
Well, looking at how Luka Doncic has also been helpful, having a man like LeBron James come back also spurred that scoring spirit. But let's listen to the coach of LA Lakers this morning, who has been talking of how phenomenal a man like LeBron James has been able to inspire the team with his return.
DeAndre and Laravia reacting, hadn't played with him before, right? He's kind of setting them up for buckets. What did you see from that, and how did that typify his night?
Just thought he played with the right spirit, very unselfish all night. Was a willing passer, didn't force it, took his drives and his shots when they were there. There's the defense is gonna pay attention to him, particularly when he has the ball in the post, particularly when he's putting pressure on the rim. And I just thought he made a lot of great decisions tonight. Really good to have him back. And it was a weird, not a weird game, but it was a game that we kind of expected in terms of their movement and their shooting. This is a team that has scored over 150 points twice in the last 5 games going into tonight. Obviously, one of those was a double OT game, but they can really score the basketball. And they're a different team to guard because of how much they run off-ball actions. And, Markkanen is a fantastic player. You see him play in person, you game plan for him, and you do everything you can, and he doesn't get tired.
All right, now moving away from that game decided today. But hey, that was the coach of LA Lakers, Jonathan Clay, JJ Redick. And now, looking at games going down tomorrow in the NBA. Cleveland Cavaliers, 1 a.m. will take on Houston Rockets. Charlotte Hornets will be up against Indiana Pacers, same 1 a.m. Same time, Toronto Raptors is battling Philadelphia 76ers. And 30 minutes later, we've got Miami Heat hosting Golden State Warriors. And 2 a.m., Washington Wizards will be up against Minnesota Timberwolves as Denver Nuggets battles New Orleans Pelicans. Oklahoma City Thunders will be up against Sacramento Kings as Dallas Mavericks battles New York Knicks, and Portland Trail Blazers lock horns with Chicago Bulls at the last game for tomorrow morning, and that'll be by 4 a.m. Now, let's talk about one man who's not really looking very happy, and that is Giannis Antetokounmpo of Milwaukee Bucks. He suffered a low-grade left groin strain and will miss 1 to 2 weeks. It's a positive outcome after Antetokounmpo exited Monday's loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers with the injury. Now, Bucks coach Doc Rivers called the injury good news in an interview with Bucks Plus Audio's courtside with a Gail Clapper podcast on Tuesday. Now, let's talk tennis here. Well, Belgium defeated France in the opening match of the Davis Cup finals on the day. Organizers confirmed talks will take place about the tournament's future format amid the absence of several top players. The 86th ranked Raphael Collinon upset French world number 35 Corentin Moutet 2-6, 7-5, 7-5 to get the action underway in Bologna. The impressive comeback created a chance for teammate Gilles Bergs to finish the job, and the 43rd ranked Belgian rose to the challenge against Arthur Riajanek, a player 14 places above him on the ATP ladder. Bergs, who was famously named after France football great Zinedine Zidane, set up a semi-final against Italy or Austria with a 6-3-7-6 victory. Now, world number 1 Carlo Alcaraz announced in the morning that he had withdrawn from the Spain's team because of an injury sustained on Sunday at the ATP Finals, where he eventually lost against Yannick Sinner in that one. But that did not stop his number 1 spot in the ATP position. Now, the setback for the event left Germany's Alexander Zverev as the only top 10 men's singles player competing in the Davis Cup Showpiece Week. Well, the organizers now have seen, but let us see how they can work with other players, organizers as well, to make sure that players are good enough, they're fit enough to play in the Davis Cup. Now, players are picking their games to know which one will better make them fit to compete in bigger games. But now remember The games continue today, where we have Italy take on Austria in the Davis Cup playoffs. But remember, in Bergamo, Italy, ATP Challenger, games are going down today. Mark Lahar will be up against Alek J. Vatutin, Niels Vishka against Tom Getch, as a baby to Zhukayev will take on Marco Topol. Stefano Travaglia will take on Milo Karo. And other matches scheduled for today: Stefano Napolitano battles Otto Vitanian. And last game for today, we see Francesco Pizarro against Lorenzo Schiavazzi. Not moving away from tennis this morning, and let's go talk football. Remember, MPFL matches are going down today. Remo Stars will be up against Kano Pillars. I hope today ends well for the Sky Blues.
Sabi dribble o, but you no fit dribble pass malaria if you no use insecticide treated nets. Malaria dey real o.
This message now from Solutions 93.9 FM.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Sports shows are live on Solutions 939 FM. Now looking at more updates on the show this morning and talking football. In case you're just shooting in, my name is Oladapo Okunubi and you can call me YS9. Looking at more sports updates, but now talking football in the second half of the show. Two matches are going down today in the NPFL, rescheduled NPFL games. You call that. Remember, the likes of Remo Stars, Rivers United they have a lot of games to be played because of their qualifiers that went down weeks ago for the CAF Champions League. Unfortunately, only Rivers United moved to the next round, to the group stages, while the Remo Stars got knocked out, and they'll be playing in the CAF Confederations. But now today, Remo Stars will be in action against Kano Pillars, and that will be by 4 p.m. And looking at this particular game, it is more of how Remo Stars can reclaim their top position, but that may not be possible, but at least move away from the relegation zone. Remo Stars is 18th on the MPFL log, playing 11 matches. Remember, they've got 2 games in hand and one will be decided today. And out of the 11 matches, they've won 4, lost 6, and drawn just 1. And looking at the number of matches lost this season, they've lost 6. And Caterpillars has lost more than Remo Stars this season. Maybe the number of games to lose for Kano Pillars will be increased today, or number of games to lose for Remo Stars will tie that of Kano Pillars today. 13 points for Remo Stars this season. A victory for Remo Stars right there in Abeokuta will give the team 16 points, and the team will have to move to the 14th position on the MPFL log, or move to the 15th position, with Plateau United dropping to the 16th position. That is what it looks like right there. And updates we are also getting from the Nigeria Premier Football League is about Eyimba International, who have imposed a salary cut sanction on their players following the People's Elephants 1-0 defeat to Wicked Tourist of Bauchi in Sunday's match day 13 encounter at the Eyimba Stadium. Is this a good decision by the club? Will this inspire the team to go all the way and keep winning? Now, the defeat was Eyimba's second home loss of the campaign, having earlier fallen to Warri Wolves at the same venue. In response, the hierarchy of the 9-time MPFL champion suspended the club's coaching crew, led by Stanley Oguma. Things are not really going well with Stanley Oguma. Maybe this is the time for this man to go on sabbatical and make a return better. But there are some coaches through this situation they get better. We're going to break, and when we come back, we talk African football. Do not go anywhere.
It's a brand new day, I'm feeling stronger. I fit to do anything, I fit to do my work now. Yesterday was tough, but I don't repair, I don't recover. Yeah, see me as a fresh. Now they ask me how would I do it. Like me, I say I still in the way. It's for capsule, I'm for liquido. Yeah.
Repair and recover with Astamine, a blend of amino acids and multivitamins.
I can't seem to find the right event center for this party.
What's the problem? You sound so worried.
I've been searching for a venue that can handle both the formal ceremony and the casual after party. Nothing seems to fit both moods.
Have you heard of Aweni Arena Event Center?
Aweni Arena? What makes them so special?
They are the perfect blend of elegance and comfort. Their venue is versatile, has the perfect space, event managers, and security for every occasion. And they'll work with you to create the perfect setting for every part of your event.
Wow, this is perfect. Aweni Arena really nailed it.
Yes, they did. Visit us at 116 Obafemi Awolowo Way, Iyano Liberty, Okado, Ibadan, or call 0809-360-7888 or 0706-899-4970 to book your event today. Aweni Arena Event Center is where your event finds its perfect fit.
Great people of Oyo State, the Omoluabis of Jericho Businessmen Club, JBC, invites you to its third annual socio-economic summit with the theme Future Ready Oyo State, Tech, Talent and Transformation for a Thriving Tomorrow.
Join us at the Jericho Businessmen's Club's annual socio-economic summit, a gathering of great minds shaping a future-ready Oyo State, happening live at the International Conference Center, University of Ibadan, on Friday, November 21, 2025.
Let's explore how digital skills and innovation can drive prosperity for our state.
The summit also includes a future-ready youth digital boot camp to equip young people with in-demand tech skills.
Special guest of honor are His Excellency Engineer Sheyi Makinde, Executive Governor of Oyo State, Dr. Bosun Tijani, Federal Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. The Royal Father of the Day is Imperial Majesty Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, Arusa 1, Olubadan of Ibadan land.
Attendance is free, so register now at summit.jbcibadan.org.
Jericho Businessmen Club, shaping tomorrow together.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Baba Mala Afro culture. Now let's talk African football here this morning. Well, remember, Rivers United will be hosting Nigeria's flag in the CAF Champions League. And with the way the situation is and what we are tracking right now, Rivers United will be playing Barra FC. I don't know how that can be possible. I'm not sure if that game will go down. But should that game go down, will Rivers United perform in the CAF Champions League clash against Pyramids of Egypt come this weekend? Well, maybe that can also put the players in shape. It's just like playing a friendly game before going to play a big game. Now, looking at the CAF Champions League matches that scheduled for this weekend, we have Al Hilal Omdurman of Sudan taking on MC Algiers as Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa battles San Elohe Lupopo of DR Congo. Young Africans of Tanzania battles FAR Rabat of Morocco as Kabylie of Algeria battles Al Ahly of Egypt. Esperance of Tunisia will be up against the Malien of Mali, while Berkane of Morocco will take on Power Dynamos of Zambia. Pyramids of Egypt host Rivers United of Nigeria as Petro Atletico of Angola battles Simba of Tanzania. Well, How will Rivers United fare? The Finidi Jod boys, we're wishing you all the best going into this game in the CAF Champions League first game in the group stage. Will there be a great change for Nigeria? Will Rivers United host Nigeria's flag? Well, it is a big question. Now, talking African football and talking about accolades. Remember, Super Falcons forward Esther Koronko has expressed her displeasure after failing to make the final shortlist for the 2025 CAF Women's Player of the Year. Koronko was highly favored to win the award after impressing at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, where the Super Falcons won a record-extending 10th title. The versatile striker also had an outstanding campaign at the club level, helping AFC Toronto clinch the league's inaugural NFC Shield in September. Well, and according to the message you posted on our social media page, she says, and I quote, "I remain grateful for the support across Africa. CAF's decision is noted, but my focus stays on the pitch, where recognition is earned, not awarded. Awards don't always reflect reality, but the pitch never lies." End of quote from Okoronko. We wish her all the best, but let the money keep coming in and keep winning titles for your club and the national team. Now, moving away from that, let us talk about teams that have qualified for the World Cup. It was a shocking one for Super Eagles of Nigeria, having their playoff ticket torn by DR Congo. But guess what? Caracas, a country that becomes the smallest ever nation to qualify for the World Cup finals, appeared yesterday after hanging on for a goalless encounter against Jamaica on the last day of CONCACAF qualifying. Panama, Haiti also booked their spot in a 10th final round of qualifying for the region that is also home to host nations and automatic qualifiers, the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Let's just move on. But to Europe, European qualifying for the 2026 World Cup finished on Tuesday with Spain, Belgium, Switzerland, Scotland, and Austria securing the region's remaining automatic spots. Spain, remember, was held to a 2-all draw at Turkey, but took first place in Group E. Nonetheless, they equaled Italy's 31-match unbeaten streak in competitive matches. Now, Italy's record came between 2018 and 2021. Now, let's move away from that and let's talk the English Premier League and talk about what the back pages of papers are saying this morning. It is now more focus for teams to see how their players will be fit. Not a good news for Arsenal, not a good news for Manchester United. Maybe a good news coming for other teams. But hey, let us start with Manchester United this morning. Well, it is no longer news about Benjamin Sesko, but this man is set to miss Manchester United's Premier League fixture with Everton on Monday. But the striker is expected to return from injury before the start of Christmas fixture lists. Now, looking at for Manchester United, I have one more game in November against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park on November 30 before playing 6 games in December. Maybe good news for Arsenal. They faced different bad news. Gabriel's injury. Looking at other players who are also injured. But here, Martin Odegaard has revealed he is moving forward with his injury plans in a hint that he could be fit for Arsenal on Sunday's North London derby with Spurs. Odegaard has been out his injury in his MCL at a win over West Ham on 4th of October and is understood to be one of the many Arsenal attacking players looking to return from injury after the international break. Now, let's look at the back pages of papers this morning, where Barcelona closely monitoring England and Crystal Palace defender Mark Guy. But the Liverpool remain the favourites for his signature. Although we are also getting an update that Manchester United are watching Guy as well. Now, for Kobe Mino of Manchester United, he has put his contract talks on hold as he seeks clarification on his future amid interest in Napoli. Now, West Ham and Everton are interested in Manchester United forward Joshua Zirkzee ahead of January transfer window. Remember, according to reports, players can now negotiate when they look at their contract has just 6 months to expire. Now, Manchester United, according to reports, have joined They've been joined by Borussia Dortmund in the race to sign 16-year-old Swedish forward Kevin Filling from AIK Stockholm. And according to reports, AC Milan are interested in Germany's striker Nicholas Füllkrug, who has been told he can leave West Ham in January. Just like how I want to leave the show this morning. Arani Yaya, commented to Jojola Sherry, thank you very much for joining us. But Comrade Ayode Jadi Shokpe this morning is not exiting the show, but is coming into the show. Comrade, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Looking at the drama in Abuja yesterday, and statements from Nicki Minaj also yesterday about the genocide in Nigeria. But looking at Turaki, the statement he said, we call on international bodies, we'll call on Donald Trump to come and rescue us. So the democracy in Nigeria is being tampered with. Do you think Turaki said that under pressure, or because of what happened yesterday, or he's saying the facts?
Well, the office he came into, Kotsi Ibadan Convention, is not a tea party. He knows that now.
But is it because there's sometimes they say when you are angry, you know what to say. When you are happy, you know what to say. Calling on Donald Trump into a political drama in Nigeria, internal crisis, and not APC versus PDP. Was that a right statement from a chairman?
I think the man. I saw a smile. I saw a smile on the face of our governor when the camera zoomed in on him. But the man was dead serious. That's the fact. The man was dead serious.
Serious?
He was serious.
When you have two factions in a party and calling on Donald Trump?
Well, that one is something else.
But I don't know if you listened to Nicki Minaj's statements yesterday during a session talking about the genocide in Nigeria.
When I saw Nicki Minaj, I said,
You don't reach that level.
Of us again. But my anxiety was, there was some soothing effect when Nicki Minaj herself said in her opening remarks that she was anxious. Her anxiety was.
Exactly.
So I said, okay, you know that what you're about to do is not particularly tidy. That's why anxiety is taking you over. Why? If you have conviction, no, you won't be anxious. So I saw that there was no conviction. She probably thought that
she was used to talk about Nigeria. A PR.
Yes.
To talk about what is happening in Nigeria.
Yes, no.
Okay, so if entertainers are now talking about...
She's showbiz. Everything is showbiz. You think she has convictions?
Well, I beg to differ on that.
Yeah,
okay.
I beg to differ on that. I want to admit that maybe being anxious or anxiety was as a result of we keep saying it on the program that the US cannot be so adamant on this issue without getting their facts. They must have been facts and figures and even videos they must have seen for the likes of Donald Trump, and even yesterday we read on the papers that the US Congress.
What's the need for endorsement? Bring out the fact. I mean, why do you bring Nicki Minaj in to come on? It's showbiz endorsement. When Obama, what her name, Michelle Obama too, carried save our girls.
Hey, bring back our girls.
I mean,
but that was the Chibok girls issue. What it happened? It actually happened.
Wait, before you people,
happen.
Comrade, the two comrades, please. Let me allow you people take over your studio. Let me just get out so that you people can talk about Nicki Minaj, genocide in Nigeria.
You know what to expect on the show.
Yes, so guys, do not change the dial. It is still Solutions 93.9 FM. Coming up right now is from the dailies, and you've heard the men, the comrade them, to look at headlines and what's trending. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. Like Wallace, keep preaching. Let there be peace. Like Wallace, we say keep doing sports and stay safe.